Peace, brothers and sisters in humanity. Another video with Mohamed hijab defending the apostasy in Islam. Okay, this is presentation he's done in Amsterdam. It's in his channel, so you can always go back and watch it. Okay, I just want to clarify a couple of things. I have nothing about hijab, nothing against hijab or anyone I talk to. It's the ideas they represent, you know what I mean? It's the whole belief thing that I have a problem with, okay? But let's just say for the sake of it today, what I'm going to do, if you're watching, if you're interested, if you're not, you're not. I'm going to pretend for a second that the Quran is not a full book. It's not a complete book, okay? Like this, the Sunnis and Shia say. Okay, I'm going to pretend that Allah or God didn't send a perfect book. So I'm going to follow the Prophet, like they tell you, you follow the messenger. I have to follow the messenger, so the messenger is dead. So to find out what's the messenger said and done and executed and legislated, I have to go to the books of the Hadiths, which is, there's 6 of them, but the main ones, which is the Sahihs, that's the one that they built the whole belief from. It's Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. So I'm going to pretend for the sake of this debate, as I'm going to follow the Quran and Muslim. So I'm going to see what the Quran said about apostasy. First of all, I'm going to see what Mohamed hijab is talking. He's talking to liberals, it's against liberals and all that, trying to say that liberals is the same as Islam and it doesn't offer anything better and things like that. It's a long video, but we're not going to watch it all because we've got to go to give our proofs against the whole thing. So let's play and see what Mohamed hijab. I see why is he laughing? So he said about the hadith. He's talking about the hadith and laughing about it. Let's just watch it.
Contracted thing, or body or government or whatever it is, that has pretty much ultimate authority. Even if he decides to kill you or kill some people or jail some people or hurt some people. There's a hadith in Sahih Muslim that says, وَلَوْ جَلَدَ ظَهْرَكَ وَأَخَذَ مَالَكَ, which some people make fun of. That, you know, you got to be obedient to the leader, even if he whips your back or takes your money. Obviously, there's such a big discussion on this. We're not having that discussion, but this is the same kind of thing in liberal theory. So
Okay. He's just scared, talks about hadith in Muslim, but because he doesn't agree with it. So you don't agree with it, why? Because some believe in it and some don't. Now, I'm confused. If it's the hadith, why some believe in it and some not, although it's sahih? So I'm a little bit confused here. Do you see it? Do you see the point I'm trying to make? But that's not it. That's just the beginning. We're going to go to way deeper than that. Okay, Mohamed hijab is writing a book. I don't know what he's going to write in it, but so obviously he's talking to a lot of people. You see, a lot of people are impressed with the way he talks and present things and all that, but I just don't see him talking. I just hear the words and I see through them. And everyone should do the same, because that's not the problem. The problem is when you... Now, I moved all the way to minute 12:57 because obviously he was going on to trying to get his message through. But let's just listen to this bit now. I didn't misquote him or took things out of context. You can always go back to his channel and listen to it. But what's important to me is here, this one here. Carry on.
See, and what is treason, right? Now, who gets to define treason? Now, someone might argue treason is this, and they'll go online and, you know, this pseudo-intellectual approach. Oh, treason means this. Listen, spare your white man definitions. Keep them to yourself. Seriously. Who wrote the dictionary? Who was it? Was it someone who we all agreed this is the authority? Yes, let him be the one? No, come on. Let's be honest. Oxford Dictionary, Webster Dictionary. No, it wasn't something which we all, as humankind, decided, yes, this is... No.
Stop there just for a second, okay? You see what you just said? We didn't all humankind agree about this dictionary or whatever, yeah? It's the same thing. It's used in Sunnism and Shiism is they have four books from 4 imams, and they follow, each one of them has, follows an imam, okay? They all have books, and those books, actually the earliest books before the Hadith, the books of the Hadith. So these books, mainly there's legislations, but there's no Hadith in them, okay? Not a lot of Hadith in them, okay? They're not covered by Hadith. It's just these imams basically explaining to people the laws of Islam and things like that. So, yeah, the books of legislations came before the Hadith, and then Hadith came after. So basically what they've done is fabricated Hadiths to cover the 4 books. Okay, the Shia have books as well, and they have imams, but Sunnis have four imams. And okay, and they agree about things, but they disagree about a lot of things in the book. So that's why you see the difference. If you follow an imam, it doesn't really mostly agree with the other imam, and that's the biggest lie there, because they said it's ijma, which is like the agreement between the 4, between the ummah. They call it ummah, the Muslims. We all agreed, and we didn't agree. We didn't agree. Just exactly like the Oxford book. We didn't agree about this ummah, and it's like the ummah agreed, and the ummah, all you hear is ummah and imma, the imams agreed, and ummah agreed, but I didn't sign for this. I didn't sign up for this, man. You decided for me. So, let's keep listening. So exactly the same thing.
Secular definitions from the dictionary are fruitless to me. You can't use a secular definition, impose it on a religious framework, and try and explain things that way. Treason is defined differently, yes, because you have a secular framework versus a religious one. Why should you impose a secular framework on a religious one as much as why would you impose a religious one on a secular one? They both have 2 different standards, right? However, the principle of non-allegiance is the same. So in other words, really and truly, what is the common denominator? When a state deems that you're no longer allied. Now here's the point. Is it to do with what you believe? Now I would put to you, submit to everyone here today, that it's not to do with what you believe. And the evidence is not لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي, that there's no compulsion in religion. There is that. That's for the non-Muslims, right?
Okay, now I'll stop here. You see, he just gave evidence against himself from the Quran. But because he's reading it the way he wants to read it, and he came up with this, that's not a good proof. Because this verse is about non-Muslims. We're going to go back to that verse, but let's just carry on.
Verse by ijma' is for the non-Muslims. There's no compulsion in religion.
See, he used by ijma', by agreement, that all Muslims agree on that. Okay, we didn't agree to that. We didn't vote. None of us said anything. This ijma' happened, and if you look into it, it's probably it is the same thing, because they all believe it. Apostasy, death. That's it. You get killed. All right. You revert. You get killed. Okay. This saying that's ijma'. Obviously, this is they agreed for. Obviously, they always agree on something that's really bad. These 4 books, for some reason. But let's just keep listening.
56 means you can't force a non-Muslim to become Muslim. But what about ما كان لمؤمن ولا مؤمنة إذا قضى الله ورسوله أمرا أن يكون لهم الخيرة من أمرهم. Sorry, I've recited that quickly, but in Surah Al-Ahzab, where it says it's not for a man or a woman who's a Muslim or a mu'min that when Allah and His Messenger decide something that they have any choice in the matter. The point is this, even
He just came up with a verse that really, I don't know why he used that verse. No. What you're hiding is more verses that they're going to go against you, so I'm going to use them against you. Sorry, but I've got nothing against you, but if you think you represent Islam, the word of Allah, you at least have to know your book. That's it. Just what's in your book, and you don't come up with things from your head. You shouldn't, okay? Because I came to follow the Prophet, and you saying all this, and I don't agree, okay?
It's not to do with belief. And it's conceivable and possible for someone to lose faith in their religion. As a Muslim in an Islamic government state, or whatever you want to call it, I'm not talking about those things which exist, but it's conceivable and they would have no repercussion whatsoever. It's not to do. And what's the evidence for that? Two pieces of evidence. One of them is the list of Hudayfa. Hudayfa ibn Yaman had a list of people who are munafiqun. What's a munafiq? A munafiq is someone who does not believe really in Islam. He does not believe in Islam. That's the true understanding of munafiq. Yes, he might walk around in society and not necessarily publicate that he's left Islam, but he doesn't believe in Islam. That list, even though Muslims were aware that those people were not Muslims, they didn't kill those individuals. Because there was no rupture of a social contract there.
Okay, now he's talking about the hadith. You, if you're interested, go and watch it and watch the whole thing, so you can judge yourself. To be honest, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to pick points about using the Quran and hadith is completely wrong, basically. Now I need to find that now. Alright, that really got me interested to find out what the Quran says about that. Okay, about killing someone. Okay, about okay, let's find out. Okay, let's find out. Yeah, let's find out. I found a verse, an interesting verse. It's Surat Bani Israel, Surat al-Isra, chapter 17, verse 33. ولا تقتلوا النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ومن قتل مظلوما فقد جعلنا لوليه سلطانا فلا يسرف في القتل إنه كان منصورا. Okay? Now in English. You shall not kill any person, for God has made life sacred, except in the course of justice. If one is killed unjustly, then we give his heir authority to enforce justice. Thus he should not exceed the limits in avenging them, and he will be helped. Okay? Okay. Now, I'm going to go follow the Prophet. Like you said, follow the messenger, alright? I'm going to go and get the tafsir from your books, from Al-Tabari, okay? Al-Tabari. Okay, now, Al-Tabari goes through a lot of things and then he goes to Hadith. Right. And the Hadith is from Sahih al-Bukhari. Hadith Bab al-Tawbah. Hadith Bab al-Tawbah, Hadith 22. It's from Sahih Bukhari, Bab al-Tawbah, Hadith number 22. This is the Prophet talking. I'm going to follow the Prophet. أمرت أن أقاتل الناس حتى يقولوا لا إله إلا الله فإذا قالوها عصموا مني دماءهم وأموالهم إلا بحقها وحسابهم على الله. Okay? Now, the Prophet said here, okay, that God sent him down to fight for the cause of Islam by aggression, basically. So he keeps fighting people until they say the word La ilaha illallah, which is there's no God but the one God. If they say it, he's going to stop fighting them. And he won't kill them, basically. Dima'uhum is their blood. He won't take their blood, basically. Okay. Now, you see the hadith, he's saying nas, which is everyone. Okay? If he said kafirun or munafiqun, or we can read it, we could read inside into it that he's talking about a certain people, but he's not. He's talking about the nas, which is the people, the humanity. Okay? Now, okay, this is the tafsir, and I didn't really, because what it is, the tafsir takes you to believe that there's 4 reasons why you should kill someone. Okay, 4 reasons. Okay, it comes from the tafsir. Okay. The first reason is when you kill someone with no reason at all, right? Just randomly goes and kills someone, okay? Then you can be killed. The second reason is adultery, which is they stone you to death, okay? And that verse, as I said before, is not in the Quran. There's nothing about stoning in the Quran. It's lashes, okay? It's whipping, 100 whip. That's what the Quran said. They created a verse they said that it's actually supposed to be a revelation, but it's not. But it's not in the book, but we still use the punishment, which is crazy, absolutely nuts, okay? Yeah, absolutely nuts, right? Now, and the third one is apostasy. If you commit apostasy, you get killed. And according to another explanation, right, of the hadith, or another hadith, is from Abu Bakr, which is a companion of Prophet Mohamed. He even says, even if some people don't pay zakat, which is really is giving money, okay, zakat to the poor and all that, you can actually fight them and kill them as well, okay, and that's why some wars happened in the early stages after the Prophet was dead. You see, they use the same reason, okay. So I just want to go and see what the Quran says. This is from the Tabari, all right? And I didn't invent anything. This is from the books. This is from their books, the Sunnah and Shia books. I don't do Shia books because it's just, it is the same, all right? It's the same thing, all right? It's just too much talk. All right, now we go to the Quran and read the Quran, okay? How it's supposed to be read. We go to Surah Yunus, chapter 10, verse 99. Look, listen to what Allah said. وَلَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّكَ لَآمَنَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا أَفَأَنْتَ تُكْرِهُ النَّاسَ حَتَّى يَكُونُوا مُؤْمِنِينَ أَفَأَنْتَ Had you God willed, all the people on earth would have believed. Do you want to force the people to become believers? Now God Almighty is talking to Prophet Muhammad. Do you want to force the people to become believers? Okay. Apparently, he came down with a sword. Verse 100, same chapter. وَمَا كَانَ لِنَفْسٍ أَن تُؤْمِنَ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ وَيَجْعَلُ الرِّجْسَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ لَا يَعْقِلُونَ. No soul can believe except in the accordance with God's will. For he places a curse upon those who refuse to understand. They refuse to understand, see? Al-hidayah lillah, okay? Believe except the accordance, right? Only Allah can guide you, right? You can't force someone to believe in whatever you believe. There's no way, that's not Islam at all. Surah Al-Kahf. وَقُلِ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. God here didn't say believers or not believers, okay? This ijma' for it's talking about the law. It's talking about the law to the whole people, alright? Whole humanity. That's what ibadah is. Ibadah is a freedom to worship whatever you want. You just have to make the right choice. Otherwise you'd be worshipping money, you're worshipping your car, you're worshipping your wife, you worship anything. Because we are actually being created to worship. When we got lost, we worship something entirely different. Because He's seen us to worship. That's why people create like idols and make up crap just to worship. That's why you see some really, really weird religions. Really weird, like, not religions, I won't call them religions, millahs, which is like sects. Because we are designed to worship. That's how, but freely though. We are designed to worship Allah freely. If we want, we have a choice. Okay? We do have a choice. Every one of us have a choice. And I freely worship Allah. Freely worship Allah. Freely worship God. I made that choice. Because that is the only thing that makes sense. Answer all my questions. That's all. You can't push me to say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Why? I mean, I don't even mean it. I can say it to you all you want all day long. That doesn't make me a Muslim. It's not a door. Islam is not like a room you can go into, open a door and go in there, just say something. Open sesame and you become a Muslim all of a sudden. Wow! And people, Allahu Akbar, and all shouting and crap. That doesn't work like that, man. Doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. Come on, let's listen what Allah said, what God said. This is the truth from your Lord. Then whoever wills, let him believe, and whoever wills, let him disbelieve. That's everyone, all humanity, all his creation. Chapter 4 verse 137. إن الذين آمنوا ثم كفروا ثم آمنوا ثم كفروا ثم ازدادوا كفرا لم يكن الله ليغفر لهم ولا يهديهم سبيلا. See, this is people believed and then disbelieved and then believed again and then disbelieved and then going deeply into disbelief. Let's read it in English, okay? Surely those who believe, then disbelieve, then believe, then disbelieve, then plunge deeper into disbelief. What happens to them? God will not forgive them, okay? Nor will he guide them in any way. That's what God said. He didn't say kill them, okay? And this sort of people are like hypocrites, okay? They're not hypocrites, but like hypocrites. They really believe in disbelief. What do you mean you believe in disbelief? You believe in disbelief. You don't believe in disbelief. If you believe in the first place, you will never disbelieve. If you really, that's the whole thing. If you're really worshipping God freely, okay, and you can't, once you believe, that's it. Once you have the guidance, that's it. You can never disbelieve. You know what I mean? These people are disbelieving because they were born, programmed, brainwashed to believe. They can't ask questions. They can't even understand the Quran because you're telling them they can't. Don't read the Quran, read our books. Them books take you far away from the Quran. And that's why they've been created. They've been created to do exactly that. To take people far away from the Quran. And they even tell you to recite it very quickly. Memorize it. The hell, they will never tell you to understand it or go into it or study it. Never ever. Well, that's why. That's why they don't know their own Quran. After that verse, straight away, بشر المنافقين بأن لهم عذابا أليم. Inform the hypocrites that they have incurred painful retribution. He only said inform them. He didn't say anything. Inform them. After all that, believe this, believe in this, believe and believe in this, believe. He only told him, I will never forgive him. I will never guide them. But inform them that they incur painful retribution. Just inform them. Didn't say kill them. قتل المرتد. No. Al-Anbiya. This is what Allah said about why He sent Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. That's why He sent him. He didn't send him with a sword and killing everyone. He did not. You see the hadith. I followed the hadith, didn't I? And that's not the first one though. There's hundreds of them. And if I start talking about the hadith that make no sense and against the Quran, it's unbelievable. Because most people don't read them books. Because they listen to you, tell them what they like to hear. But if they go into the books properly, they will understand exactly. They'll be saying the same thing as me. Because that's the only way they take you to. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Some of the hadiths are nuts, are crazy, man. That's nuts. I mean, how can you believe in that? Okay, that's what Allah said. We have sent you out of mercy from us towards the whole world. Whole world, not Arabs. Not Arabs, just Arabs, everyone. Okay, everyone. Okay, that's why He was sent. Mercy. Mercy, mercy upon world. Sabah, verse 28. وما أرسلناك إلا كافة للناس بشيرا ونذيرا ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. That's why I smile sometimes when I hear the word majority or actor. Majority is always bad. We have sent you to all the people a bearer of good news as well as a warner, but most people do not know. See, most people do not know. Most people don't know nothing. Most people just create crap. Okay, we have sent you to all the people a bearer of good news, man. A bearer of good news. And a warner. You know what I mean? That's it. Let's go again. This is just a few verses. Chapter 28, verse 56. إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء وهو أعلم بالمهتدين. You cannot guide the ones you love. God is the only one who guides in accordance with His will and in accordance with His knowledge of those who deserve the guidance. You see what he says here? You can't really make someone believe. You can't. Even if you love them, you can't. Even if it's your own son, mum, whatever. See, your father can't make you believe. You see, your forefathers and the books they wrote, they're not going to make you believe. Because that's not how it works. You're reading from the wrong book. That's it. Read the Quran. See, it's all different. I love to follow this. I love to follow the Prophet. I wish I can, but he's dead. Can't follow him. I follow the message they were sent with, and that's the whole idea. It's the message. You actually lost the message. You followed the messenger and his companions, and after his companions, imams, and after imams, Bukhari. I said it before. I said it a million times. They're taking you far away, as far as they can, away from the Quran. That's why you think you don't understand it, because they made you think like that. It's psychological. You know what I mean? Just read it, man. Just read it. Peace.